Every 75 seconds, a person is involuntarily committed to a psychiatric institution. 100,000 people are electroshocked every year, and 100 million people worldwide are taking psychotropic drugs, including 20 million children. Psychiatry is today a $330 billion industry, which, according to every official psychiatric body, cannot lay claim to a single cure. And what's worse, psychiatry has left in its wake a multitude of victims, their fundamental human rights violated by psychiatrists every day. But combating this is the Citizens Commission on Human Rights, documenting psychiatry's dangerous and lethal practices and defending the rights of its victims. It all began in 1969 with the case of Victor Ghiori, unlawfully incarcerated in a mental institution for babbling incoherently. His only crime? He was speaking Hungarian. Ghiori's release was the first of thousands of cases championed by CCHR. In Australia, CCHR exposed a deadly psychiatric practice called deep sleep therapy, where every day patients were placed in a drugged coma and electroshocked without their consent. 48 people died before CCHR got the hospital shut down and deep sleep banned. In South Africa, CCHR exposed psychiatric camps where tens of thousands of Africans were brutalized and used as slave labor. In Italy, CCHR worked with legislators and the media to conduct raids on psychiatric hospitals where conditions were barbaric and got them shut down. Then again in Japan, CCHR exposed the financial crimes of psychiatrists and hospitals defrauding the government and taxpayers while abusing patients. In the United States, CCHR uncovered a billion-dollar fraud in the nation's largest chain of private mental health facilities. Dozens of prosecutions ensued, with millions of dollars in fines imposed, and the entire chain of corrupt hospitals was closed. Also in the United States, CCHR championed the rights of parents and children, obtaining legislation that banned the coercive drugging of school children and giving parents the right to say no to their child taking mind-damaging drugs. Behind many of today's laws and public warnings about psychiatric drugs stands CCHR, taking their message to the street world over and working with many others concerned with the dangers of these drugs. During a 3-year period, governments around the world issued more than 70 official warnings about the serious risks of psychiatric drugs. But that is just part of the story. From its international headquarters in Los Angeles, California, CCHR serves as a public information clearinghouse, documenting psychiatry's invasive and harmful practices and publishing its findings in 15 languages. Its headquarters also serves as the site of the world-renowned museum, Psychiatry, an Industry of Death. This state-of-the-art exhibit has already attracted tens of thousands of visitors from around the world. CCHR further sponsors a fleet of Industry of Death traveling exhibits, visiting scores of cities worldwide, revealing the truth about psychiatric abuse to hundreds of thousands, from New York to Brussels, Prague, and Berlin, and from Moscow to Melbourne and Tokyo. To get the truth out to still more, CCHR released an Industry of Death DVD. This acclaimed documentary has now educated and warned hundreds of thousands, including physicians, industry leaders, and legislators. With hundreds of chapters in over 30 countries worldwide, CCHR is today a force to be reckoned with. Thousands from every faith and walk of life have joined CCHR to defend human rights against psychiatric abuse. It is a fight that will continue until psychiatry's abusive and coercive practices cease and human rights and dignity are returned to all.